All right. I have to share. Okay, so this is the trade setup. I'm gonna go quickly over the news again because I want it to be recorded. So for the news, I failed to mention yesterday, I only look at the 2-star and the 3-star news. So we have CHF at this moment, and at 11:30 we have the Euro news. So don't go on there. Go back in an hour or something after the news, and don't touch the USD today. Okay, so I have 2 pictures, I believe. So this is the chart setup. Like we drew these lines yesterday. This is why I want to show you guys from this line. This is where we ended yesterday, somewhere around here. So you see price actually moved between those lines. It didn't go far over it. So we know price is about to move between those lines. And the other one is this. I zoomed in a little because I had questions from you guys for why are these blue lines valuable? I drew these lines yesterday with you, and this is after we drew them. So you still see that market moves, yeah, just to these lines, come back to it, touches it, and it gives great indications to enter a trade or where the market is going to be. I see it as a blueprint, literally. So, okay. Did I have to mention again? I'm gonna minimize this. So I want to go over the thing I said yesterday. So remember that I said like, okay, this is overextended right there. And I said, let the blue line come here, turn red, and then you can take your trade. I didn't take this. I just put this as an example because here you see your structure. And if you see that these candles are actually rejecting these lines, you could have entered there where I put it, but you could also have entered here. But when you do that, you might put your stop loss a little bit over the institutional, but that's up to you. It's your own choice, because in my opinion, the candles are probably not going back there, but to be safe, you can always put it a little bit higher. And then actually you would have had a beautiful risk to reward and a beautiful trade, like I said, just before the shift happens. And I would have gotten out here or here, because like I told you, I put these blue lines. If these are more structure levels where price might have a little more trouble to break through, but this was actually a beautiful setup. Trevorism. If you want to take another trade afterwards, you just wait, see what the market does, because this can still come down or go up. If you have the right confirmations, like here, here. Yeah, I don't know who he is. He tries to come in, but. And then you can actually take these trades if it reverses up here, and then you have a beautiful upside again.
So can I ask something?
Yes.
When you make the setup, for example, this specific case, you don't wait for the retracement and for the stochastic.
On this example?
This one, yes, when you make the setup there.
Yes, sometimes you have to watch it, because sometimes it doesn't come back here. So actually the setup was here. Let's say here. That's the last time it touched it. Yeah. But you just have to see how the market moves, because sometimes it does come back here. I'll show you in a second from the trade setup from today.
Okay.
But sometimes it doesn't. And then you just have to look, like, do you have like a bigger candle that breaks through? If you see this, yeah, it's valid. You can still enter here, in my opinion. put it maybe a little, yeah, actually this is already good because it's above it. But to be
Yeah.
safe, you can do it here or you can do it there, but then your risk reward is a little bit less, but you still have a beautiful trade. If you take
That's
it,
counter trend, right?
for me, it's like getting in before the shift happens, because a counter trend for me is if you want to take this down.
That's retracement, right?
Yeah, if you want to place a setup here, I would never do that because you don't have a shift income. It's too far. So that I call, in my eyes, counter trend. But this is actually just knowing like there's gonna be a shift and we get a beautiful entry before the shift happens.
Aggressive entry, okay.
Yeah, you can call it that. But yeah, there's a big difference in my eyes because this is dangerous to do. And this is actually, yeah, a good entry in my opinion. Delete that. I'm gonna go over the trade setup from today. I hope it's still going good. Okay. Yeah, I have my TP here, so I'm doing something different. I just put my TP. Normally I would have cashed out here, but I didn't. Just gonna let it ride. So for this example, like what did I do as well today for new lines? I draw this one and this one. It's again the 5 minutes, but then on a shorter term, because yesterday we did these big ones, the 2 black ones. That was the 5 minutes where price moved. So for today to place my setup, oh, did it hit? Not yet. Would be a thing if it reverses now. So we go on the 5 minutes. And you see the price has been moving since, what is that, yesterday evening between this area. So what do we want? To have a breakout. Just like I did yesterday, I put an average. I see where my line touches the most. It's maybe at that price. So if it's a little bit here or there, doesn't really matter. You can choose it for yourself. You just copy that price again and you do the same for here. See where it touches, that's the average. Fill it in here. And once it actually rejects this, you see, then you know, okay, we're gonna have that move. What do we still want to see? It's dangerous to get into this because here it is there and the cross here is far away. So what could have happened? That this would cross again and then go up. It could have happened, but you have to watch your other indications as well. That if here on the blue line, why is it thicker? Because you have structure levels right there. I don't know if we have here, no, price didn't came there. So here the highest and here the lowest. So these points are more structured. Wait, is it back? And then you see, then you see it actually bouncing off. So that's why I said like breakout, retest, maybe have some trouble and then go up. Or, oh yes, okay, this is good. I hope, is anyone still in this? Did anyone take it fully up to there?
Yes, I as well.
Ah, great. Yeah. This is a beautiful risk to reward. I'm gonna.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna check real quick. I'm curious now. Steppy on this one. Okay. Yes, that's 5 or 6% for me between those areas. I think it's more towards the 6. So that's a beautiful trade, right?
I twin traded, so.
Oh, yeah, because this can still, you see how much room we have?
Mm.
So this can still go up, maybe have some trouble or go slower. We also have news.
I don't know, I'm out, but I twin traded.
Okay.
This way
Oh, that's good. Oh, because you can take it one here and then take it again.
I moved my stop loss quite far up, like halfway through that. And now I just let it ride and see what I can catch.
Yeah, good. I feel safer with twin trades. I don't know. I have less anxiety when I twin trade.
Maybe I should have done that as well. Maybe that's a good one because I could have made my profit here. Normally I would have, because this stresses me out. No reason to, because it's just a retest, but still you never know what the market is going to
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
because if it wants to shift, you see here we didn't, but if it comes all the way up and like this, yeah, then you're out, of course.
Mhm.
But
I
mathematically
did this
speaking-
yesterday and I wasn't feeling comfortable. So twin trading is, I think it's safer for
I mean,
me.
Okay.
Mathematically speaking, twin trading and shifting up your stop loss and taking partials are essentially the same thing.
Yeah,
The-
but
twin
it's
trading,
just the
don't
way you
need to be
feel.
there.
Mm.
Exactly. If you're
The
not
only
looking at shots, you can.
the difference, Trev, is if it's quick, you might not have time. Whereas
Yeah.
on once you
Manually.
trade,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will
yeah,
take you
yeah.
out. So there's the difference.
Yeah. If you're looking at it at on MetaTrader and you're just waiting for it and following, it's all right. The thing is, if you have 2 or 3 of them, different pairs running at the same time, then it's impossible.
It's a pity that you
Well,
can't
in
open a
scalping, it's
trade
a bit
and
difficult
then
if you do
split
more
it.
pairs in the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
It would be great if you could open a trade and then split it and set different stop losses for different parts of the trade. For
True.
different take profit.
True.
So you start off taking your 2% risk and then split it up.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone still have questions about this?
No, makes sense, huh? No, I like it.
Okay,
The purple lines.
that's from yesterday.
Consolidation.
That's,
this
yeah,
is
the consolidation
from
level
yesterday.
from yesterday, but actually I may delete them. That's
What I
not-
wanted to ask you about the consolidation. I was thinking you delete them after a certain zone because otherwise it's confusing. It's not
Mhm.
gonna, no?
Yeah, I can
After it
delete
gets
them.
out?
What?
After you have the breakthrough, the consolidation zone, you just delete them, right?
Yes, just a second, because I removed another one. Yeah, that's also something I didn't do today yet, but I clean up my chart afterwards. When I know I don't need them anymore, I clean it up. Like
Okay.
it's maybe the 5 minutes. Today I'm gonna let them have, but if I'm gonna track this setup for a week or maybe 2 weeks, because that's possible. If price is all the way up here, then it's nice to see where it was last week, So you
Mhm.
don't have to do all the work from yesterday. So these lines I might delete as well after 2 days or something, and then draw new ones. Like I did today, I just made it dotted to see where I want to see a breakout. I wouldn't go for the sell because here in my eyes it's extended. Do we want to dive deeper on these setups, or if you guys have questions, what do I look at or anything? Or am I forgetting anything? Because
No, do you ever use like any Fibonacci retracement, or I don't know, use any other indicators except for
oh yeah, so this one, but I think you know about it. I haven't added it to my
Alligator.
charts. Yes,
Yeah.
the Williams alligator. It was on my chart last time, but it's a new one and I didn't add it yet. So now it is. The Williams alligator you find in the quick concept videos. It just gives you another indicator, like here, if the blue is down, then the red and then the green, that's an uptrend. Now you see them kind of shifting a little bit. If it's in the opposite direction, let me see.
you have to hover over, yeah.
You have to, okay, then you see it cross. Yeah, I can't move it now, but if you look at the left, you see it cross, then it's green, down, red, and blue.
Ooh,
So that's why-
Monica, a
Yes.
tip on this one, if you go to the top of the chart again, like where you were a bit where it is at the current moment, you see there's the green, the red, and then the blue. When the last candle hits the red, the middle one, that's an indicator that there's a chance it will go down even further for a very
This one?
quick. Yes. When
Okay,
the
good.
last candle hits the middle, so that's a trigger to show that the chances are it's going to go down. So if you're looking
Yes.
at an entry, there would
Okay.
be a very dangerous spot kind of
Okay.
thing.
And for ARA like this, I would never take this on a down because
Yeah.
that's for me the counter trend. And I
For
don't.
sure.
That's
I don't do
retracement.
that.
I was just looking at retracements
Exactly.
yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know, but I also say to anyone else, because when I say like I get in sometimes before the shift, here it wasn't valid, so I wait after the shift because I want to see this breakout. You see it had some trouble, but it's not, oh, sorry for my English. It's not a thing that we want to like counter trend and take everything that's there.
No,
It's just,
definitely not.
yeah, exactly. So it's the shift, and only when you know there's a shift incoming. Like, did I show the 5 minutes? Because before you had this, so I still knew it was in a downtrend, so you have to watch out for that. But when you see it breaking out, yeah, it goes towards that uptrend and you have plenty of room.
No, for me, it's so dynamic edge.
Is it the same, you mean, or?
I'm just, it's the more indicators we put on the chart is
Mhm.
just dynamic edge for me. So it's easier to see it. And I'm liking it more and more. So
You mean this or the real dynamic edge?
no. The more indicators we're putting on the chart with the impulse,
Ah.
still my strong belief is that it was made after dynamic edge. I'm sorry, it's just a simplified dynamic edge. So for me, it's
Okay.
easy once I
Okay.
went through that.
Yeah, okay. So here as well, the tick line, you see, it has more trouble to break. Okay, yeah, actually the move already happened, so I don't see a current valid entry at the moment. So if you guys don't have any questions about the setup, or it's hard to imagine that you guys don't, because it took me a while to actually see it, and the meaning is that you guys have to see it for yourself. I don't want anyone to be like copying me or anything. But maybe if you guys have questions why I didn't enter at a certain moment, and otherwise we just look at trades.
So at this point, you're not considering anything. At this point, you're not saying there's anything that looks, like it's overall your view is still that it's a buy.
Yes, you might want to wait for a retracement and then go up, but I don't know when it's going to happen. I watch what the market says to me at the time it's moving, because here you're never going to buy. You're right here with the institutional level, and it doesn't have much strength. When these two cross, the blue with the red, that gives you strength. We don't, it's been, the last cross is here. It's like we need new strength to go up again. And that's what we're going to wait for, because we're not going to take this. But we wait for it to come down a bit. I don't know where it's going to hit. Maybe it's gonna hit here. Maybe it's going to stay up there, consolidate, and then have a perfect entry right here. I don't know in advance. I think it's going to be an uptrend because you have more room up than we have down. And it's only, in my opinion, going to take news or anything to really break these things.
One thing that I really like to see to help me with to understand when there's going to be a break of the trend of the uptrend, I like to look at the low points. Like along this uptrend, I go to the lowest point you could see, which is at about 8:15 a.m. more or less, and I draw an yeah.
You mean
less,
here somewhere, or?
Yeah, somewhere down there, that would be the lowest point that it's been lately. So I find that lowest point, and I draw a trend going up and hitting all of the low points, since you're in an uptrend.
Yeah, I would do it here, but here it's.
No, I would use, so you're seeing where it retested your entry at about 9 a.m.
Yes.
So that would be like the second point of the trend line.
Yes.
So the first would be the green arrow on its own at the bottom, at like.
I'll just draw it.
So you have that. Go up to.
Yeah, somewhere lined here. What I do mostly is I
find once that trend breaks, it tends to give you a good idea that it's starting to reverse it.
Yeah, I also do it like this. Can't see it good right now. Just a second. And it was about here.
Up on the, okay.
Yeah, that stupid thing is in the way. Just let me remove it so I can see clearly on which candle I want it here. So there is something that I learned. It's here. I don't, this is the RSI, right? Because I'm not good with the names.
Yeah.
So on the RSI, it's gonna break faster than you see on the chart. So here it didn't
Okay.
even break, but here it already broke. I don't
Okay.
use it that much, but sometimes I try to use it as an indicator just to test it out and all. But I had it from, I don't know which video it was. But you have
Okay.
a breakout. I think it was with the DeLorean that they said it. Like if you have a
Okay.
breakout here, it might be an hour later on or a few minutes later there.
Okay, is the earliest indicator that the breakout is gonna happen.
Yeah, but I don't know how to use it on the 1 minute. Sometimes I
Okay.
try to see if it's a sort of indicator for me, but at this moment, I don't see any. This is gonna be a little bit interesting. We're gonna see where price has been before. If we have a breakout of this line, it would be good, but maybe we could catch it earlier, I don't know. If any of you guys are new with this and don't use the small stop losses, you can always try them on your demo, of course, just to get used to it.
Will you add new blue lines now?
No, I don't see why.
No,
You
but
see
do
something?
you continuously look at that?
No,
When you
I have
see
my
new-
lines. I think I drew maybe 4 this morning. All the rest, my voice, sorry, is from yesterday. So today I got on the charts around 8. I made a copy for you guys. And then I drew maybe 4 lines and that's it. And yeah, these are my blueprint, like where I want to see them. So yesterday was a lot of work, but I keep that chart for maybe a week, max 2 weeks, but the lines are still valid. And sometimes price has come all the way up to here, and then you draw some new lines, of course, but these are all still valid. You also see that, right? We drew them yesterday, 24 hours ago. What I also do is, yeah, right here, I'm looking for buys, of course. But when you don't know where the market is moving, I always, like you should see this morning, I place my setup round here. You see, normally I would do the same if there was an opportunity to go down. Then I would draw the same thing, this, but then in the opposite direction. And then I draw the confirmations that I want to see, either if it's getting for the sell or for the buy. So there are always 2 options. Now we're only looking for buys, unless this would come all the way up and shift, but don't see that happening. Now it's mostly waiting. Normally I'm on another strategy now, but for you guys, I'm gonna stay here. Just these are also my first live sessions, so one currency is good. And maybe in the future we can go towards other ones as well. But for now, it's just gonna be this. What I would love to see, like I said before, these 2 crossing again, maybe have some consolidation, and then you have, depends where price is going, but then you have a beautiful upwards movement again.
Can I ask you a question about yesterday's trade, please?
Yes, of course.
How did you know that it's going to cross down? Because it was an uptrend,
Here?
right? Here,
It
yeah.
was an uptrend, but it was overextended. I think when were we on the chart? We
Mhm.
missed the whole move here up because I wasn't on it.
Uh-huh.
The live session was at 9. So it must be around here. So here we wouldn't have taken the trades, in my opinion, because we're overextended. We were also in an educational session, so we didn't look at the trades. But if
Okay.
it's here, it's in my eyes overextended. So what this price wants to do, it wants to, in my opinion, gain more strength. So it's going to come down first and then go up again. If it's
Okay.
going up, I think here it was a lot of news. I thought, I'm not sure, was there? But I think if I see big candles, I always think about news.
We had a lot
Um,
of news yesterday on.
Yeah, I
dollar.
thought so. Was it here? Because when I also see big candles, I'm not getting in because in my opinion, these are my normal candles. You see
Okay.
those small ones.
Mhm,
Okay, you can
mhm.
have bigger movements, of course, but if you start seeing this, yeah, I just wait for the storm to pass and then get to the
Okay.
usual again. Because this would have been valid. Just take it down.
Okay, thank you.
Like here, I think I said
Mhm.
in the session, wait for it to the price, the candles then, and the trend line to come closer. They're most likely not going to touch because otherwise it would have been up here. And that's why I can catch entries just a little bit above it.
Okay, because it
But-
makes all the difference when you enter a bit earlier. It makes all the difference. Because if we
Yeah.
waited for it to cross over the primary line, it would be a small one, you
Still,
know?
yeah, because if you do it here,
Exactly,
like
yes.
say you guys are like happy, like, oh, it's gonna cross. But then in my opinion, you have to use a bigger stop loss.
Exactly.
That's
exactly,
why
yes.
I barely let my trades run. I sometimes do it just to try it out, just to learn some stuff. Now, Aura mentioned twin trading, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that out, you know. So
Mhm.
you can try out different things, but this would have given you, if you do it like this, is it wallet? What is that? 2% if you risk 2, a little bit over it, because you have commission still, and still I would have gone out here or here, and then you're barely to that risk to reward of 1, and you never know. Like I actually thought it would come a little bit more down, but that's why I'm not in this for long trades. That's why I am in and out in a few minutes normally.
Mhm.
Because the trade
Makes
I
sense.
took today and I let it run, I normally don't do that.
Okay,
I'm gonna
thank you.
put it
Thanks for the
back.
clarification.
Okay, hope it is clear. Because if we have it here, normally what I would have done is, it depends on the trade, of course. But if you see a structure here and you're happy with the percentage you made, like this would be around 4%, I think, and you're happy, yeah, okay, just close it. Then you have to decide for yourself, of course, do I want to re-enter, or are you happy with your profits? Depends on your trading plan or whatever target you want to hit for the day. Then you can look for another entry again. Here, perfect re-entry, it's going up again. You have the green arrow, you have the cross here. So why not just re-enter, I would say around here, because we have the rejection of this level and this level. So it's up to you how fast you click on your button, but here or here. And in my opinion, you can take that again, and maybe up towards there if you feel comfortable doing so. But then it's riskier. I like, because you have a stop loss there. The way I use it, you can also make it a 5 stop loss or something, but that's a little bit more risky in my opinion. I love this more. And actually, this would have been better because then it would be under my institutional level, or you just, yeah, use bigger stop losses. Those are the options that you have.
So now you've got the first candle that's properly gonna close below that trend line that was marked up. And probably that means it's going to drop now. We're gonna start getting the retest.
Yeah, you also have
pullback.
these lines. You have
Yes,
this
yes,
coming
it
down.
changed. The arrow finally changed to red. It's been green arrows for half an hour, I think.
Yeah, here it's just waiting because you don't know how much is gonna fall.
Mhm.
But I still believe we're in an overall uptrend.
I think Trevor
because
was saying about the alligator
this.
here.
Yeah, the red
No, if they are breaking the red, it's gonna continue.
as well.
Remember, these indicators are always probabilities, not never 100%.
It's called an indicator, not an affirmation.
That's it.
Yeah, just to watch out.
And there we go. And if it drops all the way to about the 0 level, more or less where the
Wow.
main
What do you
line
mean
is,
0?
You
What's
mean
the-
the moment you're at the 200 level, so it
The
would be
previous
about the
entry.
0 level.
There
What?
it goes now.
Then that would be the retracement, the Fibonacci retracement to the 2/3 of that move. If it gets down to where the down, about the 1.0805 thereabout. It's quite a drop, but it needs it.
You just say 0.5
Yeah, around there.
around there. Huh? Yeah, it's a possibility. I know there's a video about fibs in the quick concept video, so I know when I was trying all these things out that I learned over there, and yeah, it was a good indicator. Now I don't use it anymore, but I'm doing like DeLorean now, just trying to look into swing trades just to see what that is and all. And there they used something like this, trade-based fib extension. So that's also new for me. I'm not.
You would have
Don't
so
know
many
much.
lines and colors with the Fibonacci on yours, but it's a good
Yeah.
indicator.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just a way that I found out that worked for me.
But with the fibs, you can just pull it out and then make the zone at the 50%, and you just have it there marked with the rectangular. So it's easy to see it, right? Alex, I think Sander. you
Yeah,
were
like
saying
I
about
mark
it.
out the 50%
Yeah.
2/3. And
So
normally
you would
I
have-
have two. I have a top zone and a bottom zone, depending on how the market has moved.
So where do you place it? Do you place it here around?
So I would
Where-
start from there, the fib.
Yeah.
The lowest
Start
to
from
the
that
highest.
level, the lowest point to the highest
The
point.
highest.
Okay.
And
And
then
then-
you would I would draw a box from the
Go on the
in your case, you
rectangular.
can barely see.
These two,
but
right?
Yeah, between
Yeah.
those two.
Done that like
Ah, no, up,
months ago.
up.
Up? You sure?
Right?
just a
It's not
second.
the,
Is it not between
Ah.
these?
I use between those two. The 50% is but I mean, some say just use the whole half from a full retracement
Yeah.
to 50%, but I use this area.
okay.
And then what I would have done on a higher time frame, I would have gone the low point that you just looked at,
What did you say? Higher time frame?
I would go to a higher time frame, like 1 hour.
Do I have to do it here? Do you want my
Yeah.
lines or
Yeah,
not?
yeah. Yes, yeah.
1 hour?
Zoom out. And I would see where was the previous high before it came down to here. And from that, I then do a fib the other way. So from top to bottom now. And that will
Yep.
show me where this extension could go. So it starts
This
from,
is all new to me.
and
do
it
I-
does give you zones that if it's going to rise, most likely it will rise.
Shall
up
I
to
try
there
that?
and keep going.
Alex, you have to guide me now. Where do you want
Okay.
it? Here?
So from, no, the wick,
Here?
the wick on that blue candle just before.
Then I have to
all
This
the way
one.
up there. That
Yeah.
wick down
And now
to
it's hard to
the
see.
lowest point. Yes, yes, I know with all these kind of
Around
with
here.
that low point there.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. Oh,
Then
did I
if you
click
can-
it? Didn't it work? I just wait it just a second. Try that again.
From there. I mean, this is which I would use. It's other people might use somewhere else. In there. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
now it's
And then if you
Not-
draw a
not
rectangle between
from.
the 50 and the 2/3, to show you how far up this might go. This move.
So
could still
this
keep going.
until here?
Yep.
Or okay.
So the move you're in at the moment could still keep going up all that way.
So till here, right?
Yep. And anywhere between there could be your take profit on a longer term trade.
Okay, we'll test it out. I'm gonna try. Okay.
And when you're really lucky, you get in on a very small, on a 1 minute time frame, you get into a trade. And it's the move that's going to take you up all that way.
Okay. I'm gonna see which areas. Yeah, it's actually
They make sense, these zones.
yeah, that makes sense. It's the same that I would do. It's like here or the institutional.
It's going up again.
Mhm. The MA is crossed and crossed again.
Yeah, but I would wait.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that it's still will dance around it or not. Because it's already been overbought.
Mhm. And this is like possibly it will reject the 200 again. And come back down.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
might
know,
come up
but,
here and come
It could,
down.
obviously.
And if we have good indications, you might want to take it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes it also just goes. But then in my opinion, you either make a decision to get in really fast, but I
Yeah.
don't like those, or you just let it run and you wait for the next one.
Something that I consider is around the institutional level. No, this isn't always the case, but if it goes more than 5 pips past, it will probably come back and retest. If it only goes up about 2 pips, then it's probably going to get into consolidation. So in this case,
That's sort of an assertion, you know?
well, I find it helps me to keep out of bad trades. Because very often, if it's only gone like 2 pips past, and then the other direction it goes 10 pips, then obviously it's showing you which side of the institutional level it wants to be on. Once it goes more than 5 pips one way, and then comes back and retests, and it's only gone 2 pips below.
Sorry, Mon,
More
what are you
like move
thinking?
up.
You want to go for a, you're still waiting on this one or to go for a long or?
Yeah, we're just gonna see what it does. I want to see a breakout. I want to see this is you want to see it come up here and then break out.
Okay, I was thinking about entering here.
Entering here.
Yeah, I mean, it's happy on top of the 200. It doesn't seem to be maybe.
Yeah, but if you yeah, actually you can if you have bigger stop losses, but I'm like doing very small ones, so my entry points need to be more correct. But if you
Wouldn't
guys
you
feel
wait
like,
for the stochastic as well?
yeah, I
Yeah.
wait for this. So this for me is not valid yet because this might just consolidate for a while, and then I draw my purple lines, and then I will see the breakout. You see?
Yeah, in fact, it's in the white, and the Bollinger Bands are I'm not seeing if they are contracting.
Yeah, but when there's a institutional line in between the Bollinger Bands, it's an added wall, you know? It's not just the Bollinger Bands, it's the Bollinger Bands and the
These.
wall.
It distracts me.
The strength is 40, it's going up.
Yeah, I have to get used to the modified Bollinger Bands because I still think like dynamic edge when they contract, they, yeah.
Yeah, dynamic edge is a long time ago for me, but that was a good thing because then I already knew about Bollinger Bands.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
There we go. It's exactly on it. Moment of truth.
You mean getting in here? Moment of truth because it's here?
No, moment of truth to see what it's gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Is it gonna break down or is it gonna remain hitting upwards? Like, and then
Do you guys consider RSI? It's going down from the tops of the consolidation.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. There seems to be a bit of divergence on the RSI.
It's too early for me to draw these, but I'm still gonna do it. Just
And like on, why don't you use a 914 candle? Or
what? What candle?
914 time of 9 hours and 14 minutes. 0914. With a long wick.
I don't understand.
It's the same level. She just
Yeah.
hasn't marked it. Saying the top pink line that you just marked. Okay.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes.
If we
to
go
the wick.
further back, you're covering one. It's got one more hit. You mean that wick?
yes, okay.
Ah, you want to see it here? Yeah, that's also possible.
yeah.
For me, it's
No,
just
no,
an
no.
indication.
No,
Just
just more back in
extend
time.
it backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
I still wait. If this shoots up, that's fine. But then you want to see it come down. And if it's then rejects, then you can take it up. So like I said, it's also possible that it just shoots up, but then you have two options, like I said. But I wouldn't do it. We're here.
I mean, it doesn't really matter how long the line is, as long as it's on the right spot, you know. So now from there you can go on your consolidation.
Ah, you mean because that happened? Or what?
Yeah. That it
Ah,
could
no,
go
I
all to the
just,
left.
yeah, that's why I use the rays and not horizontal lines, because then the horizontal lines come all the way up here as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I delete them afterwards when I don't need them anymore. This is just a visual for me. Like, okay, if it breaks and retests that zone, then I'm cutting in. Because if you feel like, oh, I want to get in here, and yeah, no, you really want to see the rejection. Like I said, either you want to see your setup here. Now it's not valid, but I'm just going to give you an example. Like if the trend would be more up here and you don't know where it's going, you just place yourself two possibilities and then you draw what you want to see. And then you have two setups, you see? You have this or you have that. But between these zones, you just don't enter. So either it gets valid over here after it rejects this line and it goes down, or it's valid up here when it goes, retests, and then shoots up. You see? I plan for the trades.
If I
Because-
can ask, even on the consolidation, you wait for rejection to happen.
Yeah, I don't trade this because you see, you have big candles up, you have big candles down, and it's probably gonna stop here anyway, normally. But this might also come down a bit all the way up here and then go up. You never know, you know, there's so much possibilities, but you plan for it. And that's why you don't take trades in here, because that's, in my eyes, a danger zone. Unless you want to know how to trade consolidation, but I don't do that.
Wow.
See, you don't want to be in that, you see? You wait for it, like,
That's
Yes, it's-
abnormal, no? That's like weird.
we didn't have any news normally. Only at
Something.
11:30. But it's still okay, I think. Sometimes it's also market manipulation, I think. Like if market wants to go up, they're gonna kick everybody out who's in it. I thought that's what I heard.
It's not
and then
really
it goes
that
up.
bad because at the moment
No.
the average true range is around 3 pips, and this was 6 pips, so it's only double the typical, double the average candle lately. It's once it gets to like beyond double that you begin to worry.
I don't know if we're gonna have a trade within this in 10 minutes. I don't think so. But if there's a setup from here, I'll just place it in the Telegram if it's valid, of course. I like to place these setups like I did this morning, because sometimes on the 1 minute, I can't always take a screenshot because you have to be very fast with your entries the way I do it. But like here, there was plenty of time that I said, okay, it's gonna be around here somewhere, that you guys could have taken it. But if I can, I'll post it. Is it clear for you guys how we take this trade or how I do it? Because that was the purpose of today, to actually show you guys how I define my entry points.
Very
For-
clear.
Monica,
Yes,
just one question, because I see that you have removed the one for, I guess the one for sale was just an example.
yes,
But so you mean you are leaving and you will warn up if the situation comes close to that entry that you still have up there?
yeah, I think if it's gonna come down, like it's possible that it still comes down here, but I'm looking for uptrends. Because here we
Because
still
of the
have-
strength in the trend.
Yeah, it's probably gonna retest these zones. It's possible, but I think market wants to go up because here we don't have much space. But if at the time it gives all the correct signs for a sell, then yeah, you just watch the confirmations,
Mhm.
right? You watch the indicators because I think it's gonna go up, but I
Mhm.
think we had a session before that I was convinced it was gonna go down, and then we happened to take trades up. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but I switched
was.
it because I saw different things.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's possible. But in the overall, I think we're gonna go up because we have plenty of space to do so. So it just
So-
wants to retrace and go up, in my
Come on,
opinion.
if it goes, say it goes down to the 8,000 mark, and then
Yes.
it's starting to shift towards an uptrend, would you consider the consolidation zone as a warning area that the purple lines that you draw between if it's
Yes.
going that? Would you take partials when it hits the first one kind of thing?
No,
or-
I don't do these lines. I use my blue structure lines for that.
Okay,
But mostly it's just their structure, mostly a little bit under the institutional level. Mostly it hits the institutional level. It already also did today. Wait, but I place my setups a little bit under it because it has happened to me plenty of times, even sometimes with a pip away that it reverses and kicks you out. You just, yeah, I just take it here.
okay, cool.
By the way, these were very narrow. It was also too early to draw them.
Would you, yeah, that was my question.
But now it's, if I'm gonna do this or this, it doesn't give me any indication. I would more do it like this maybe. But still, we're not gonna take a sell. So this is the line that actually is the most valuable to me. Unless it comes here, of course, then this doesn't matter anymore. And you can take your trade setup up here.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think this is gonna be interesting anymore. I'm gonna, if it's okay for you guys, I'm gonna shut it off. Unless you guys still have questions that you want to be answered, but I don't think there's gonna be anything at the moment.
No.
No?
It's okay.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Thank you.
then I'll stop the recording.